Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, The Wealthy Mindset. It's yours truly, Money Making Mitch. And as usual guys, this is not financial advice. Please do your own due diligence and research. I have a bunch of awesome news for you guys this morning. News to further solidify, even for myself, why we need to hold shares of NEO. Because I found out about something because of one of my subscribers. I can't think of his name right now. I mentioned something in one of my last videos about NEO should be putting solar panels on top of their battery swap stations to help charge the batteries, etc., etc. And he said, Mitch, I think some of them already have it. And I went and did some research. But let me start off by saying this, guy. NEO was last trading at $7.65, 30 cents up. The 52-week low is $7 and the 52-week high is $16.18. As a disclaimer, I hold 2,260 shares at $3.53. And on the SoFi platform, I hold 401 shares at $8.99. Now, where should I start? Where should I start? Let's start with this. Tom Scott, who is a web developer, just did a YouTube video where he contacted NEO to do a video on the battery swapping. And he has 6.21 million subscribers. So with more people like him, and recently I know you guys saw Scotty Kilmer did a YouTube video as well on battery swapping, how important it is. And a lot of people are coming on board now and recognizing. Some of them recognized it from the beginning, but they waited until mainstream is more accepting it and they see the partnerships happening. So now they feel like, oh, now I can do a YouTube video about it without taking much backlash. Perhaps that's the thinking behind it. It's kind of like a politician. But anyway, this guy, Tom Scott, he did a YouTube video and got a lot of views on him having the EV back in and get the battery swap and stuff, bringing more awareness for us. So if more and more people like this do videos like this, it will bring a lot of awareness to where we might not even have to advertise. And now that NEO is also putting advertising on the battery swap stations, which they weren't doing before, because people drive by and wonder, what the hell is this box, right? So now it's actually saying you can swap your battery in 3 minutes instead of taking 20 minutes to supercharge your battery and degrade it, etc., etc. So this guy, Tom Scott, he's also not just a YouTuber, but a web developer. And let's get into the meat of today's story. Well, let's start off with this and then I'll get to the real yummy stuff. But guys, I'm telling you all, if I knew, and people don't believe me when I say this, but if I knew what I knew now about NEO, at one point I sold 1,000 of my shares when it was around $60. If I knew what I knew now about NEO, I would not have sold that. You heard me right. Because this company is going to make us millionaires. I want you all to understand that. So let's start off with this, guys. NEO significantly increased NEO on Pilot Plus mileage coverage target. NEO aims to complete the validation of 250,000 kilometers of NOP Plus urban pilot routes by the end of the year, more than quadrupling the initial target announced in September. What does that mean, guys? It means driverless, complete driverless technology, EVE, is being realized. Remember that vision of EVE that they had? So NEO has significantly increased its target for urban road coverage of its ADAS, Advanced Driver Assistance System software, NEO on Pilot Plus, Navigate on Pilot Plus, moving its previously announced timeline forward. This means Robo taxis, guys. This means that sexy guy that we all love, Benjamin Franklin, will be coming our way sooner than we think. The company is confident that it will complete the validation of 250,000 kilometers of NEO on Pilot Plus and urban pilot routes across 200 cities by the end of the year. So it's kind of like in America, Tesla captured a lot of mileage as well for their driverless technology. In America, NIO is doing the same thing in China. We are a leader in capturing that data. By the second quarter of 2024, NIO will complete 400,000 kilometers. By the end of the second quarter of next year, guys, of NIO on Pilot Plus and urban pilot routes validated in more than 230 cities. My God. Ren said in a post on the NIO app, this means the NIO on Pilot Plus urban pilot routes will cover 96% of NIO's users' resident cities. 96%. I hope you guys are getting excited for robo taxis. The largest target expands the planned mileage coverage by the end of the year to more than 4 times the original, but cautiously maintains the target for the second quarter of next year. But it'll probably come before that, right? Okay. Speaking at the first NIO in 2023 Innovation Day event on September 21st, Ren said NIO was aiming for 60,000 kilometers of NOP Plus urban pilot assisted driving coverage in the fourth quarter. In the first quarter of 2024, that number would rise to 200,000 kilometers, and by the second quarter of 2024, it would reach 400,000 kilometers. That is crazy. NIO announced at the September event that NOP Plus coverage NIO on Pilot Plus coverage had officially expanded from highways to urban roads, like we saw recently where the manager came out and the EV went and get the battery swap on its own, providing users with a point-to-point smart driving experience with full area access. The future is here, guys. The future is here. Soon, someone will be in their house in China and order the car to go and get the battery swap done while perhaps she's cooking dinner for the family. Perhaps her husband is cutting the grass in the backyard. He doesn't have time. The car goes and does it on its own. Knight Rider, we're here, buddy. We are here. Unlike its major peers, including Xiaopeng, Xpeng, and Li Auto, which plan to advance the feature coverage by city, NIO chose to advance the effort by road mileage. NIO began allowing users to submit wish lists in late September in order to prioritize routes for pilot-assisted driving services. Again, we are doing customer service first. NIO's next generation static aware network NAD line 2.0 senses intersection information in real time. So that means we're not using maps. We're not depending on Google. Artificial intelligence. NIO Lions. We're NIO gangsters. I should have worn my Italian gangster hat for this one. So NIO autonomous driving has reached 38,100 POPs of distributed computing power for its fleet of group intelligence system, which will help NIO on Pilot Plus not rely on HD maps, like I was just saying, and be able to evolve in real time, he said at that time. Now, you guys can read the rest of the article on CNEV Post. Not that it's not yummy, but that was the meat and the gist of it. Now, let's get to the real yummy stuff. Not that that wasn't yummy. I got some more yummy stuff. So like I was saying, I was talking about, I can't wait for them to start putting probably solar panels on the roof of our power battery swap stations to help charge the batteries. And possibly I was thinking to also give back to the grid. And one of my subscribers, I think it's Jose, I can't remember, but he actually said to me, Mitch, we have some power stations with that already. And then I did some digging. So NIO already signed a deal to turn its swap station into distributed photovoltaic power plants. By the time NIO reaches its goal of having 3,000 battery swap stations in China by 2025, now we understand it's going to be more than that. It'll be 4,000 plus. 4,000 plus. Okay, anyway. The total capacity of these facilities will be 300 megawatts of photovoltaic power on their rooftops. Unlike open-air charging stations, NIO signature battery swap stations are small buildings. What can its rooftop be used for? Well, you guessed it. The roofs of these buildings can be used to install photovoltaic panels. And this is exactly the company I was talking about. And I didn't even know this, guys, honestly. But this company is making photovoltaic panels. They are the best in the world. I think they just built, I think it was in Singapore, on Shanghai, I saw it. A whole area in this lake to be able to power, I think it was like 300,000 plus homes or something like that in Singapore. So the company is called Unisun Energy, a provider of distributed clean energy power plant solutions, announced that it has signed a contract with NIO on October 19 at the latter's global headquarters in Shanghai. I did not know this. And I'm going to have, you guys going to have to answer to me for this, for not letting me know this, guys. But anyway, Shanghai to install rooftop distributed PV plants on EV makers' second generation battery swap stations, which they already started doing. At the inaugural NIO Power Day event on July 9 this year, NIO announced that by the end of 2025, the company will have more than 4,000 battery swap stations worldwide, with 1,000 of them in overseas. But now we know that we'll have 4,000 in China alone, probably even more with the partnerships, and plus overseas. Okay, now, Unisun Energy released information Tuesday showing that the average capacity of each PV station installed on the roofs of battery swap stations for NIO is 100 kilowatt. We're charging our own batteries and giving back to the grid. By the end of 2025, when NIO has more than 3,000 battery swap stations in China, the total PV capacity on the roofs of these facilities would reach 300 megawatts, Unisun Energy said. So basically what it is also saying, and it goes into about carbon reduction, all that. Again, guys, this is unbelievable. We are an energy company that's giving back to the grid. Now, what they're also saying, by the end of 2024, we'll be able to power 300,000 homes. 300,000 homes in China by giving back to the grid in peak hours. That is sick. In a good way. And imagine when we roll out even more battery swap stations, where Prince William Lee was saying that we'll have a battery swap station every 3 kilometers away from each EV owner. Can you imagine how much power we'll be giving back to the grid? But most importantly, do you know how much of that sexy guy, Benjamin Franklin, with his beautiful wig and everything, we'll be getting? We'll be getting a lot of him, guys. So this is these are other reasons. NIO and Pilot, we're getting very close to robo taxis, where we're going to be putting Uber out of business. Guys, we are here to dominate the landscape. Dominate. Millionaires are about to be realized. I keep saying this. I hope you guys found this video informational. I know some of you probably already knew this. I didn't. I hope for some of you who don't know this and new to my channel, now, guys, you are on the right ship. If this was informational and inspirational, guys, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. It'll help generate more subscriptions. It'll help generate more awareness to NIO. If you haven't yet subscribed, you might want to think about doing so. Why? Because in this channel, we have that warrior mentality where we get rich or we die trying, guys.